You once said the most dangerous person is one who is articulate.
Well, articulate is an interesting word.
Jordan Peterson says that you should seek to become a dangerous person, and that the best way to do that is by becoming articulate.
Do you want to be competent and dangerous, or do you want to be vague and useless?
There is nothing more powerful than someone who is articulate and who can think and speak.
How should people become more dangerous?
Becoming more articulate is definitely...
So I want to unpack that idea here. And of course, he's speaking more about dangerous in the sense that you have more capacity for influence in society. He's asked a simple question and he has an extremely long diatribe in response. He has a lot to say on the subject. It's clearly something that he's quite passionate about. So I'm just kind of condensing it and organizing it in the form of 5 tips. 5 main themes that he kind of describes to become more articulate. And the first is the importance of reading. Reading is, of course, an important way to improve your vocabulary by exposing yourself to more language and ideas, whether through reading or even I also feel like it works if you had an audiobook or if you just have smart people around you talking to you. I imagine that a lot of this happens in early childhood development. Your exposure to language at an early age must have a big influence on your capacity for language. But as an adult, you do have some agency in this, and you can, of course, read and expose yourself to more vocabulary through just elevating the dialogue and the discourse that's around you. So reading is an important part of being more articulate. The next part is writing. If you can learn to write out and express your ideas, maybe through journaling in the written format, or through typing it out and writing essays or blog posts or working on a book, even if nobody's going to read it, the process, the act of writing it out helps you to organize your thoughts. And as you think more clearly, you can express yourself more clearly. So writing out your thoughts is an important way to become more articulate. And Peterson talks a lot about that. He repeats that idea a lot in this talk and in many others too. Okay, the next thing that's kind of implicit here is the idea of practicing, making an effort to prioritize your speech and to learn to elevate your speaking skills. So he just really strongly emphasizes the importance of practicing and making it a part of your life to learn how to express yourself more clearly. So whether it's joining a group, or just practicing to yourself, or learning lines of lyrics, whatever you can do to work on your words is an important way to become more powerful. Okay, the next thing he talks about is just the idea of choosing your words carefully, being specific and descriptive in what you say, and meaning what you say, and making sure what you say matters, and that you can stand behind your words. So that's another kind of sub-theme that he mentions in this talk. And then lastly, he even brings up filler words, being able to speak without saying and like and so and you know all the time. These are words that take power away from your speech. So instead of that, he talks about having, in his words, a prayerful pause. I like that idea of having some spirituality in your speech. He even goes on to say that paying attention to your articulation makes the word divine and treats the word as divine. So that's another very beautiful and poetic way of thinking about becoming more articulate. So I really found this subject interesting, and you can find many conversations he has where he brings this up of this idea of being articulate. And of course, he's a prominent commentator, a pundit in some senses, a writer and a lecturer, a psychologist or psychiatrist, I can't remember which. But in any case, I can't say I stand behind everything that Jordan Peterson has to say, and in fact, I disagree with a lot of his points that he professes in public. But on this subject, on the importance of being able to express yourself and articulate yourself clearly, I think it's wonderful what he says here, and I think he says it very effectively. So what are your thoughts on this matter? Do you find that being more articulate is an important way to have more influence in society? Are you challenged by being able to articulate and express yourself and ideas? So let me know your thoughts. Speak well and be well.
And if you do believe that, well, Go all in. See what happens. See what happens if you become articulate.